What's up, you guys? Welcome to a very special episode of Ask Alex, where this is a show where we take your questions and answer them here on this show. I'm your host, Alex Hampton. Today, I have my amazing panel with me, Jeremy and Ian. How are you guys doing today?
Man, I'm just excited to be here. One more time, Ian. Sorry, I don't mean to talk over you. Go ahead.
Sorry. No, I'm fantastic.
I'm doing good, too.
That's how...
Man, black folks here have nothing, man. They always try to... I'm just kidding.
Oh, hell.
Okay, now that we've had a very controversial introduction, I know normally I don't do two episodes of Ask Alex around the week because of our schedules, but you know what's funny? Since this whole Ben Affleck stuff has come out, I got a flood of questions of what I think and what we really think what's going to happen in the DCEU. So I'm going to point out just one particular question, and we're all just going to give our opinions about it. And honestly, for me, I don't really have that much of a strong opinion about it, but I can't wait to voice that opinion of what I do have about it. So this question, oh, by the way, before I get into my questions, if this is your first time ever watching any of my videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. Then hit that bell right next to it, that way you get all the notifications every time I'm releasing a video here on my YouTube channel. And if you want your topic or question on my show, just send me an email at theaskalexshow@gmail.com. That's theaskalexshow@gmail.com. Now, like I said before, you guys, this is going to be a very special episode, just addressing what's been going on in the Batman DCU craziness stuff. So this question comes from a Darren Light, and he writes, "Hey, Alex, so it's just been confirmed that Ben Affleck is now returning as Batman in Flashpoint. Now, I understand that Ben Affleck was not originally cast before this whole movie came together, but now it was just announced that he got the script a week ago and decided that he'd be a part of the movie. What does this mean for Batman in the whole universe?" Well, thank you for your question, Darren. And so as you guys know, we've talked about the DCEU a lot. DC fandom is literally tomorrow. Like, it's like going to happen tomorrow. I believe it's still a free event, but it's going to happen tomorrow where they're going to showcase all this different stuff. Yesterday, not only did we get confirmation that Ben Affleck was coming back, but we got new look at the Robert Pattinson Batman movie. We got some other stuff coming out. So there's a lot of stuff regarding Batman. And also, Michael Keaton is still confirmed to be in this movie. My overall thoughts is that, you know, Warner Brothers, they're a bunch of liars. Okay? They're just a bunch of liars. Like, that's you. If you want my honest opinion, I don't know necessarily what to make of this. I've been on record in saying that Ben Affleck is the best live-action Batman. I still think Kevin Conroy is better, but I think Ben Affleck is the best live-action Batman that we have gotten because of his darkness, his broodiness, his willing to do anything by any means is necessary, kill people. I think it was dope. And we didn't get that much of him in Suicide Squad, Batman vs. Superman, and even arguably the Justice League. So I still wanted Ben Affleck to be Batman. And then you had all this stuff coming out about him not happy and him having, you know, problems and all this other stuff. And honestly, I just think that this was a ploy from the whole beginning. Like, I just think that...
Really?
I think that Ben Affleck, to a degree, I do think that Ben Affleck still had an inkling about coming back as Batman. I can't wholeheartedly say that we were going to see Batman, like, next year. But I had an inkling that Ben Affleck wasn't necessarily done as Batman. Now, this also raised other questions that I got as well from a lot of people. Well, what does this mean about Robert Pattinson's Batman? What does Michael Keaton have to do with this? Clearly, in this Flash movie, they're doing a Flashpoint story. If you're going to have two Batmen in the movie, that tells me that they're doing a Flashpoint movie. Clearly, Michael Keaton's going to be the older Thomas Wayne Batman, I'm assuming. I don't know that for a fact, but I'm assuming. And Ben Affleck's going to be our current Batman. But what boggles me, and I want to hear this from my panel, what boggles me is that where does Robert Pattinson Batman come into play in all of this? Now, people have said that this is a separate Batman that has nothing to do with the DCEU. Okay. People have said that in Flashpoint that it's going to spin off where Ben Affleck basically disappears and Robert Pattinson's our new Batman. That, I mean, if you read Flashpoint, that's a very convoluted comic book, which certain things like that can happen. Honestly, I don't know. I really don't know. So I'm gonna actually pass this on to Ian. I know you saw this news. What do you think about this whole Ben Affleck coming back as Batman, and what do you think how it's going to affect the overall DCEU or the whole different Batman in this Batman universe?
Man, it's a loaded answer because it's a loaded freaking question. Oh, yeah. I was thinking, what can I say to describe this whole situation? And you hit the nail on it by calling them all liars. I think that was blunt and factual. Like, yeah, we keep getting this news. This is happening. This is not happening. This person's got to go. This person can stay, though. You know, but it's all weird. But yeah, I'm going to give a loaded answer. Obviously, they're trying to do multiverse, and I don't want to be that guy that compares Marvel to DC because I hate that guy, but you kind of have to if you're doing a shared universe. When it comes to, like, separate stories like the Joker or possibly this Robert Pattinson one, definitely don't compare it to Marvel. As, you know, that's their own thing. But if you're doing this shared universe, then yeah, you kind of got to bring it back to where it originated. And this shared universe is starting to seem like it's going to be a multiverse. And here's my comparison. Marvel took 10 years to establish that. Just get started on it, because I'm sure they're going to dive deeper a little bit into the next phase. Mm-hmm. But now, this is what, their 6th movie. They're like, all right, we did our team-up movie, what, 3rd? Let's go into multiverse. Let's rush this. Let's get it. Or it's a positive thing that they want to just restart the mess-ups that they have in the past. But that's a respectful thing as well. As in next year, we're getting 3 Batmans in 1 year. Isn't that crazy? Yeah. Michael Keaton, technically. We're getting, Robert Pattinson, and we're getting Ben Affleck back, which I feel was the best Batman. Mm-hmm. Just had the worst story in a movie, but he portrayed it perfectly, like they did on the animated series, in my opinion. But yeah, that's why I'm looking forward to seeing him come back. As I said previously on this show, I'm throwing logic out the window because, like, it's going to be impossible to figure this all out. Maybe they will in the multiverse, but right now, let's just let it go. Let's just let 3 Batmans be and enjoy it because he's the most profitable superhero of all time and also the most recognized superhero of all time. And let's just have fun as much as we can. Let's just try not to force a square into a circle, I guess.
Yeah, and to his point, there was an episode of Ask Alex where Ian had flashcards and was like, timeline, just throw that away. Continuity, just throw it away. Like, just fuck it. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Let's just go with it. So, I mean, Jeremy, with all of this convoluted stuff, where do you see Batman? Where do you see Ben Affleck's Batman fitting back into this universe? And do you think this is an overall good move by Warner Brothers?
That was one of my favorite moments from Ask Alex. That shit had me dying. That I don't know. Timestamp that, Alex. Leave that down in the comment section for anyone that wants to watch, because that shit was hilarious. I don't know, man. We've been talking about this Flashpoint thing for a very long time, and Ian kind of just now alluded to something that I remember being a big pro, I guess, on the pro-con side of the spectrum. This was a positive that was working for the Flashpoint movie, and that's that it would allow the filmmakers at Warner Brothers to kind of reset the table. Like, yeah, this movie didn't turn out perfectly, but people like this one, so we can use Flashpoint to kind of retcon, reconfigure, set everything back up the way we want it, and move forward. It's been years ago now. A lot of good things have happened since then. At the time, we weren't looking back at movies like Wonder Woman and Shazam and, for some of us, Birds of Prey. And the Joker, obviously. We were looking at a bunch of shitty DC movies, and everybody's like, Flashpoint can really be the thing that turns this around. Yeah. I remember Schnepp talking about it on Collider back in the day,
Yeah.
And so I feel like the thing about Flashpoint, the biggest novelty about it, this multiverse thing where you can have multiple incarnations of the same character, they already blew this load on television. Like the big thing about seeing all the Flashes together, they've already done it. We've already seen Grant Gustin in the same. I haven't. People have already seen Grant Gustin and Ezra Miller in the same film. So I mean, it's not that it's a one-trick pony, but that big thing that was going to excite people about bringing the Flash together in multiple versions in one movie, the cat's already out of the bag there. But what they haven't done is the exact same thing with Batman. So here we are. Now they're going to take the Flashpoint premise, and instead of doing a bunch of different Flashes, which they probably will as well, but we're going to do a bunch of different Batmans. It sounds more and more like it's turning into a Batman movie. Alex, you mentioned something I didn't even really think about, and that's maybe Keaton can be Thomas Wayne. Ben Affleck can be Bruce Wayne. I mean, that would be interesting. It also kind of forces you to question as far as the retcon and stuff. We've already seen Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne, so is this an alternate timeline version of that Bruce Wayne's father? Like, man, it can get so convoluted and complicated. We saw them mess a lot with time travel in the last Avengers movie. I'm going to be honest, if we're drawing a line and differentiating between what is DCEU, extended universe, shared universe stuff versus Warner Brothers, DC, where everything's kind of its standalone thing, the Flashpoint movie can be really great within context of itself. And I like that. Like, I think this Matt Reeves Batman can be really cool in terms of being its own thing. The Joker was awesome, but I don't care about all of the interconnectivity anymore. And if anything, maybe this Flashpoint movie can just have all of this weird Elseworld scenarios and stuff happen within it that have no greater impact on the rest of the movies going on around it. That would be my preference, I think.
Yeah, and I agree. At this point, I don't necessarily care for the connection between each individual character. I do feel like, though, Flashpoint is a good way to segue out of that. I will also say, though, I feel there needs to be another Justice League movie, but I mean, I'm willing to wait years until they get their situation right to see another Justice League movie, something basically redone from the previous movie, not the Snyder Cut, something different. But I wanted to ask my panel this because honestly, I don't know where my mind goes with this. But
I feel that.
Do you guys think Ben Affleck is just going to do Flashpoint and that's it, or do you think that? Because I reason why I asked that because I don't believe that he got the script a week ago. He was like, "Yeah, no, this was planned like months ago," and I have no insider information because I don't know. I don't have that much deep knowledge. But if I had known that he was coming back, my one question I would ask is his involvement very small, or do you think that we'll see like a Ben Affleck Batman movie, or we'll see a Ben Affleck come back and do, any other side character movie? So I'm gonna pass that on to you guys because I honestly don't know. So I'll go to Jeremy on this one.
I think me and you are kind of occupying the same headspace here. Like, I don't know how to make sense of any of this stuff, man. If I'm being honest, we could speculate, and I guess that's what we're here to do. I mean, that's the whole point of the show. But I don't really know, man. You guys say that you're sure that this has been in plans for more than weeks. I'm not even sure about that. It wouldn't surprise me if Ben Affleck got the call yesterday, because the thing is, there was a lot of negativity around Zack Snyder's universe. I think it was almost universally accepted that Ben Affleck was the best part about Batman versus Superman.
It was. Yep. It was. Yes.
Yep.
So it would that's grief. It would only help Warner Brothers and DC to have Ben Affleck attached. I didn't see that last movie Ben Affleck did where he was like a former alcoholic coach. It looked very good.
The Way Back, which is a really good movie.
I haven't seen it yet, but it did look very good. But it also felt to me like a very big, marketable Holly. Yeah, it felt a lot like Coach Carter. It also felt like a big actor kind of segueing out of being the big tentpole movie guy and settling into smaller, more character-driven, dramatic roles and all of those kind of things. Now, people can ping pong in and out of that, but I saw that whole personal tragedy or situation that Ben Affleck was going through as him turning over a new leaf in his career. I didn't expect him to ever go back and wear the Batman suit. There's a lot of expectations that comes with putting on the cowl, right? And
Oh yeah.
Michael Keaton, same situation. He said he would never go back to being Batman again, and here he is. So money speaks volumes to these people.
Oh, yeah.
And as far as directly, what do I think about Ben Affleck having a major role or returning? The fans would love it. And therefore, I'm pretty sure Warner Brothers would love it. But I also feel like the entire time they've been working one movie ahead. And like, we'll see how this works out, and then we'll figure out the next thing. So I'm going to say no more Ben Affleck as Batman after this movie. But that's just a shot in the dark.
Yeah, I agree. I do think that this movie's going to do a proper send-off. I will say, going back to what Ben Affleck said about a couple years ago, he was looking for a way to segue himself out of the DCEU. I think the Flashpoint is the perfect way to do that. But then again, like Jeremy said, money talks. So, Ian, do you think, Ben Affleck is here to stay as Batman, or is this just a one-time thing with Flashpoint?
Shoot. I think toward the end of what Jeremy was saying is what I was thinking. Money talks. I think there is no plans right now. Mm-hmm. I think they were said of never having him come back because of the difficulties and the frustration and personal things in his life. But I do agree with you. I don't think it just happened last week. I think it's been something talked about in the past. But yeah, I think the plan is right now. Let's see how this Flashpoint movie goes and try to make things make sense, especially with that one scene in BVS where he's reaching for him. Let's just try to make things make sense and use him for a retcon and things. But obviously the fans are happy to see this, and obviously this movie is great. Ben Affleck, hey, we need you back, brother. Let's give you a couple $1 million. And Ben Affleck, who is not in crazy amount of movies as he used to be, I might take that. Oh, Batman's back, baby. But Robert Pattinson's here too. Get him out of here. It's all about Batfleck.
That's
I can see that.
To ask Ian. So like they've already pretty much confirmed that Reeves is getting a trilogy. Is that right?
I mean,
I think
there are rumors. I mean, I don't believe that Matt Reeves or Robert Pattinson would just do one movie. I don't believe that at all. So I do think there's a trilogy.
That.
What if Robert Pattinson is the younger version of Batfleck's Batman? If they said that in the past, like they're talking about, that is his first year as Batman, then everything in Batfleck's world could be just the past of that. So what if it's just the same person?
Man, I wish I went through different stages of handsome. Like start off like Robert Pattinson, end up Ben Affleck.
But see,
go ahead.
Oh, my bad. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, what happens if we get this huge outpouring of support and love behind Ben Affleck, and people don't end up liking Pattinson in the role, and then we're in this weird situation again where Matt Reeves has to look at Ben Affleck in the face and be like, yeah, we were totally going to make this movie together a couple years ago, and then I ended up taking the director thing, and then you ended up off the project, and we got this other dude, and now here we are again because people like you more than him. It could be fucking weird, dude, and I don't know if they
that's a huge
consider
possibility.
That. It would be.
That's a huge possibility.
Yeah, and see,
tearing the fandom apart over Batman.
My thing with Ian's theory about could this be a younger version of Ben Affleck, I would agree with you if they didn't already change the cast from majority of the characters that were introduced in Batman vs Superman. Like Jeremy Irons is not Alfred in Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Well, that throws my theory right out the window.
I
forgot about that.
I believe it's Andy Serkis. I could be wrong. Like that.
Andy Serkis is Alfred now. Yeah.
So but I would even still, I would still love to see that, like a Batman Year One story where Ben Affleck is reminiscing on his younger years. and we get the introduction of Robin. I don't know. I mean,
easiest way to retcon it, in my opinion.
Oh yeah,
to have them both.
Oh yeah, most definitely. And I just my thing was my whole thing is that I would love to see Ben Affleck come back. He's definitely one of the best parts about the DCEU. And like I stated before, we didn't get a proper send off. But you know, I'm willing to bet there would have been a fourth Christopher Nolan movie if they paid him like $50 billion. I would do it.
Sure.
So the whole point of this is that money talks. Another point of this, Warner Brothers are a bunch of liars. I don't believe anything that they say at this point at all. Nothing. I don't give a damn if they come out and say we're shooting the Flash tomorrow. No, you are not. Not until I see a trailer. Like, because I don't understand. I'm just Ben Affleck's not Batman. Okay. Robert Pattinson's Batman. Okay. Ben Affleck just came back over reading the script a week ago. All right. I don't know. Like, their PR department must be amazing. I just can't wait to see what more comes out from this story. I am interested to see, though, how Michael Keaton and Ben Affleck are going to interact with one another in that movie. So I just can't wait to see that. But what do you guys think? Just jump into the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Just let us know what you think about this whole craziness of Ben Affleck coming back and what does it all mean for the DCEU. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this amazing video. Please like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel where you get all the updates every time I'm releasing a video here on my YouTube channel. And where can we find you on social media?
Hey, listen, if you want to have this discussion more, holler at me at I_controversy at Twitter and Instagram.
And
Jeremy, where can we find you on social media?
Is Backpages still a thing? Hey. Oh shit! You guys, check out Movies Are Terrible. The most recent episode or video that I'm putting out is Ian and Alex debating over two popular Netflix action flicks. We're going to be talking about The Old Guard versus Project Power. So if those are movies you guys are interested in, head over, subscribe, make sure that you click the little bell to enable notifications, and hope to see you guys over there.
Yeah, and that was an amazing debate. I can't wait for you guys to see that. Definitely check that on Movies Are Terrible, and also check out The Controversy as well, because they put out a lot of great content as well. So thank you guys so much for watching this video, and as always, you have a blessed day.